Welcome, and greetings to all. I am Shenlong Pendragon, the Lore Master. The following is a non-profit video. I do not own any of the images or the story in this video. The credit for these all belong to their original sources. Welcome, warrior scholars, to Shenlong's Armoury. Here, we will take a dive into weaponology. It is here that you will learn about the various different weapons that warriors through the ages have used to protect themselves, their families, and their country. The first weapon we will discover is the katana, a Japanese sword that truly needs no introduction. This elegant and stylish blade is one of the most iconic swords in the world. Statistics. The katana is a member of the Nihonto sword family, with a length of approximately 2 shaku, or 60 cm to 80 cm, or 24 to 31.5 inches, at a weight of 1.1 to 1.5 kilograms. This single-edged weapon is a two-handed sword, and its first reported appearance in warfare was 1336 AD, with its last recorded use in war being the Second World War. The katana is a weapon of undisputed renown, often claimed to be one of the greatest cutting weapons ever created. It has well earned its reputation. Each blade is a work of art in its own right, requiring 6 to 8 craftsmen in order to fully finish each sword. The process of creating this weapon includes forging, polishings, fittings, the sheath creation, and many more. While many of these blades were simple, pure blades created for combat, others, such as the example you see here, are far more intricate and designed solely for decoration or as a piece of art, or as a gift to a famous samurai warrior. Like all weapons, the katana has its weaknesses. The strength of the blade runs vertically, but not horizontally, and it is generally proved ineffective against plate mail and chain mail, as well as other heavy armors. The true strength of this sword lies in its forging. Created only from the best ingots of tamahagani, or jewel steel, the sword makes use of hard, soft, and medium steels in its construction, allowing for a far more enduring blade. The contrast between the hard cutting edge of this sword and the softer spine is known as the hamon line, which you see in this example here. It was quite common that hamon lines were unique to the smith that forges the sword, allowing each weapon to have somewhat of a signature, if you will. It was also common that the fittings of this sword had little protective charms for good luck, or unique individual charms for the samurai, which helped to distinguish this weapon as his and no one else's. There are several different styles of katana. These styles often vary depending on the time period and the smith in question. The most common type of katana is the shinogi zukuri. This style of sword has a distinct yokote, or bevel, at the tip, and was mostly produced after the Henan period. The sobu zukuri, however, lacks this yokate tip and instead has an uninterrupted curve. This allows for devastating cutting attacks. The Kasagi Moroha Zukuri has a double-edged tip, allowing for the sword to cut forward and backward. While far less common, it was possible for the ashigaru, or peasant soldiers, to own and carry swords. However, during the rise of the Tokugawa shogunate, the shogun decreed that the peasantry ashigaru should not be allowed to carry swords, and thus all weapons were confiscated from them. This was a way of ensuring the Tokugawa's will and preventing rebellions against them. and thus it became so that the katana was the sole exclusive property of the samurai warrior caste. During this time period, the samurai would be expected to wear their katana as a pairing with the wakizashi short sword. This customary pairing was known as the daisho and was expected to be worn in a very specific way. The golden age of samurai would eventually come to an end, for a new, devastating weapon had taken to the battlefield, and not even the mighty samurai could stand up against it: gunpowder. It was at the Battle of Shirayama where the samurai would eventually be overrun by the imperial armies of Japan. Despite this, their efforts would ensure that no one would forget the samurai, and they have gone down in history as some of the world's greatest warriors. The katana, however, would outlive its masters. These weapons would go on to serve in the imperial armies of Japan right up until their eventual defeat at the hands of the Americans during the Second World War. Even kamikaze pilots were known to have died with these weapons at their sides. The katana has gone down in history as one of the most iconic and greatest weapons in history, and it has truly earned its reputation throughout the battlefields of Japan. And thus Warrior Scholars ends our discussion on the katana. Please join us next time for more weaponology at Shenlong's Armoury. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please remember to like and subscribe for more lore, myths, legends, and stories. I am Shenlong Pendragon, and until next time, knowledge is power.